Yeah, happy 2/2/22. I'll talk to you guys on 2/22, 2022. Um, it's 10:21 a.m. I should broadcast February 22nd at 2:22. What day is February 22nd? I got to look that up. I'll broadcast at 2:22 on 2/22/22. No, that would be 2 in the morning. Never mind. Because technically it would be 14/22. Never mind. Hi. How are you? Good morning. Um, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I know I'm doing well because I just went to the doctor's this morning. I had a follow-up appointment. I had a follow-up appointment um, at the doctor's. Uh, my blood pressure is normal, which is fantastic. I'm glad the medication's working. My cholesterol, no, not my cholesterol. What am I saying? My blood oxygen level is fantastic. My heart rate is fantastic. It's like 77, I think it was, which is not bad. Um, I'm down to 330 pounds, which is really good. So just a little bit to go. Just gotta drop it to, if I can get below 300, I'll be happy. Um, yeah, pretty cool, I think. And so to celebrate, I'm gonna eat everything. No, I'm gonna get something to eat here real quick. But I wanted to jump on and say hello and see how everybody was doing. Um, so before when I go to, um, hey, good morning, Ian. How are you, sir? When I go to the doctors, you got to fill out the I forget what they call it, the pre-visit questionnaire or whatever, and they send you a link by text, so you could just get on your phone and go through the whole thing on a web page through your phone. Um, and everything was fine until you get to a page where they want to know, like, are you feeling things psychologically, mental health questions, I should say, mental health questions. How are you feeling? And I'm going through the list, and it's like, do you feel like a lack of interest or lack of pleasure in the things that you do? Sometimes, most of the time, all the time, or none of the time, kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes. They're like, do you? What were the other ones? Um, do you have trouble sleeping or staying asleep, falling asleep, staying asleep, something like that? And I'm like, no, that was all right. But the rest of the ones were basically like depression questions. I gotta start my vehicle because my feet are a little cold. Put it down towards the bottom. There we go. So yeah, they're like, do you have feelings of like worthlessness, or do you feel like you're letting people down? And I'm like, yeah, sometimes. So I don't know why I felt so self-conscious, but I was aware. Of course, I was aware that I have symptoms of depression. I'm I've been clinically depressed. I've had thoughts of suicide. I'm like, I don't know why that was of any particular shock to me to answer those questions and be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I have. I guess it's just the fact of somebody asking the question and me just answering honestly and being like, yeah. I got a problem with Even though I understand that I suffer from something, I'm still a little self-conscious about it. But yeah, big surprise. Uh, there are my forks right there. Okay. So yeah. So anyways, anywho, I went through that. I went to the doctors, got everything looked at. They're like, oh, it seems like is your medication. You have any problems with your medication? I'm like, no. I'm like, yeah, you see, looks like you're taking it pretty normally. I'm like, yep, taking them normally. Um, no issues. Uh, like, okay, see, we'll set up an appointment. If everything's going right, everything's going normal. So they checked me once. I've been losing weight consistently. It's, Bilbo, what's up, buddy? What? Hello, sir. Hello, sir. How are you, my dude? Talking about you yesterday. Fake Liz was on here. She was talking about you. I wanted to know how you're doing. Um, me, I would know, dude. I would never shit talk you. You're my bro, man. Never. I said that without giving too much information. I told her you're out on the West Coast living your dream. Are you living your dream? Are you enjoying it? Um, but no, I would never shit talk you, man. Yeah, I haven't started yet, but end of the month, waiting for a visa. All right, I'm rooting for you, but that's awesome. So cool. But you settled in, found a place to stay. I want to make sure that you have a place and that you're secure. Like everything is exactly the way that you want it. Near your sisters? Okay. I want to make sure that you're good because once I know you're good, you're settled, and you're set, and you're in there. Um, I'll head out west. I'll be right out. I seriously want to do that. I don't know when I don't know I don't know that I want to do that in a van that has 200,000 miles on it, but I don't feel confident enough to go cross country in that. So I thought about that the other day. I'm like, I want to travel out west, and what better time to do it than just friggin' do it? But there's a hurdle that I have to, an obstacle, a challenge in front of me where I have to. I want to get in a place where I have my new van or newer van. I don't care what condition it's in. They just want low mileage. It could be another NV200. If I could get a good deal, I just got to put the money together and get it. But if I get a bigger van, that's fine. If I don't get a Mercedes, no. I've heard a lot of bad things about the Mercedes, the Sprinters. I've heard bad things about them. Uh, I feel confident with Nissan. Um, but yeah, I've heard bad, super expensive to repair. Yeah, yep. So here's the thing. I know that a Nissan NV200 is possible for me. They're inexpensive. They are generally in really good they're really good vehicles. Not expensive to repair. If anything, I could trade this in for a couple $100. Let's say like I could trade this in for a grand, knock a grand or two off the price of it. Do they make it bigger than a 200? Yes, they do. Yeah. So I could stick with Nissan and just get a bigger model, a newer model with low miles, or I want to go with like a Chevy Express because it's a decent size. It still fits within a parking space. I like the NV200 because it's a mini cargo van. So I know that this size, I could get another one of these vehicles. You know what I'm saying? I could get the same vehicle as this because I know this works, and it would just be transferring me into a newer van. But if I could get something a little bit bigger, but still, like I said, still within one parking space, not nothing too large, nothing too tall. Um, it's possible. Like I said, a Chevy Express is kind of the thing I want to go for. I don't necessarily want to go with another one of these. I'd rather have a little bit more room. So, but yeah, they do. I think I can't remember what the larger one is, but that's kind of boxy. It's the same thing as like the NV200. I want to say it's 1200 or could be 2000. I don't know. Hell yeah, we need to get more. You guys still hear me? I just got a call from Walmart pharmacy saying my prescriptions are ready. I don't need my prescriptions right now, thank you. Oh, I wonder if that means I'm going to get a bunch of phone calls today. Ugh. Um. So yeah, I big Chevy vans are horrible on gas as well. You call me. um. Uh. Well, yeah, I don't want to get like a big Chevy van, and getting one like getting a cargo van. Those are generally okay on gas. Like, I'm not going to get something better than what I have on gas because this is the a mini cargo van is just going to be better in gas mileage than a large one. That's just how it works. So any improvement that I make on the van that I have is going to increase my gas mileage anyways. So, like I'm not really worried about that too much. Plus, I'm not going to have to worry too much about gas mileage when you think of how often I'll be traveling. Because I'm not. It's not like I'm going to be anywhere that I go. That's where I'm going to be. I'm not. It's not like I have a huge commute or anything. If I'm delivering pizza Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that means Monday through Thursday I don't have to do anything. I'm not going anywhere. That cancels out all the mileage that I do on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? If I were traveling constantly, 7 days a week, I can understand how gas mileage might be an issue. That might be a concern. But no, I think I'm all right. I'm fine. Um, what else? Yeah, so if I'm gonna travel out west, and I got no problem doing that, just going for a drive, head out west, just do it. Part of me wanted to travel all the states, but in a way, I kind of just want to do it. Like drive straight out there, straight to the Pacific Ocean, just right into it. Yeah. Um, yeah. Well, like I said, you let me know when you're settled, when you're all set, and give me about a year, and then no, I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take me to accomplish my end of it. Maybe I'll win lottery. So the lotto was up to I think 123. The Powerball was up to 123 million. So I'll just win that, And that's like 61 million after all the bullshit. Give me, I will. If I win, if I win Powerball and I get $61 million, I'm giving you 10. Deal. Fingers crossed. That's right. I will give you 10 million. No, I'll give you. You said give you 10. I'll give you $10. 61 million. I will give you $10. Or did you mean 10 million? I thought you just wanted $10. No, no fingers crossed. I am saying on the record for the world to see. If I win $60 million, I'm giving Bilbo 10 million. There, that's a contract right there. That's pretty. That'll hold up in court. How do you cross your? I can't even cross my toes. And crossing your toes doesn't mean anything because we know it's crossing fingers. Haven't you studied law at all, Bilbo? Crossing your fingers holds up in court. Crossing your toes isn't even a thing. Jeez. John Holmes. Hey, what's going on, John? How are you, sir? Um, man, I I keep thinking about that. Uh, if I had $60 million, oh, excuse me, if I had $50 million, because if I had 60, I wouldn't have 60. I'd have 50. If I so leaving myself with $50 million, um, obviously got to get a financial advisor, got to get a lawyer and accountant. Um, I'd take $30 million and I would invest. Pretty good. You still in Florida? No, sir. I'm in Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee. I would take 30 of the $50 million and I would invest it. I would take $10 million. You invest 40 million and could live like a king just off the interest. Well, that's what I was thinking. Like if I invest like, well, yeah, let's say 40 million, sure. Uh I can invest 40 million. 20 into high risk, 20 into low risk. I'd take my 10 million and put it into the bank. Um you would never have to touch the initial investment. Yep. Put the 10 million in the bank and just pull from that every once in a while. The only thing that I would ever need in my life, if I were super rich, the only thing that I would ever need in my life is a van. Maybe I would spend a little money on property if I found the right property. Like a couple spots around the United States where I can park and I can, it's like my property, fenced in, gated, places where I know that I could travel to and park and be safe. How much are we talking to win? Well, I was just making a joke earlier that as I was driving to the doctor's office, the Powerball is up to $123 million. So I said that'd be like 61 if I wanted to take a lump sum, just approximately. And then Bilbo said he wanted $10 million, so I promised $10 million. You don't think you would ever buy a little house? No, no, no. That wouldn't seem feasible to me. There wouldn't be like I don't think there'd be a reason for that, considering that my home would be wherever I go. If I had a van, that would be where I sleep. That would be where I eat. That would be where all my stuff is. Um, Everything that a home needs, I could do. I could do on wheels. Would you do an RV again? Nope. No. RV's too big. I don't want to drive a bus. I want a house. I want a home that you could fit in one parking space. Like I said, I love this van. I love the freedom that I have in this van. But I could use a little bit more. Like I would want to set up, let's say the Chevy Express. Let's say I go with the Chevy Express. That size of a van. Uh, Insulate it. Get the proper AC, proper heating, and everything in it. A bed, plenty of storage area, place for a couple batteries, um, cold storage, so I could have some, so I can store food safely. Solar panels on the roof. Um, I would have it where I could have the electrical set up so that if I have an extension cord, what's up, Stevie? How you doing, sir? If I have an extension cord, I can basically plug into somewhere shore power and then plug it into the van. And then from the van, I can plug in whatever I want. Like I charge my phone, I could run a space heater if I wanted to. Um, you know, Lights, whatever. A computer. I'd want it to be set up where I wouldn't have to worry about power. Fuse box, all that stuff too. If I could. But that would be it. You know, I just like really good wheels, really like low mileage, like I said, practically brand new. If I get used, I just want low mileage and in great condition. But to be honest, if I won Powerball, if I had the money for it, I would get brand new. I would love to get an electric van, to be perfectly honest, like one of the new vans. But no, I just want something discreet, something inconspicuous. Just looks like every other work van. And the important thing is it's dry, it's insulated, it has power, it's air conditioned. It's got proper air circulation. It's safe. That's all that I care about. So, you know, if like I said, I had $50 million and I invested 40 and I had 10 million in the bank, I wouldn't need $10 million to get a really nice van the way that I want it. You know, I wonder if I could get something that looks inconspicuous but is four-wheel drive. Really get really put some work under the hood, not necessarily visible, but under the hood, have it where it counts. and is safety. I have the spare tire and everything that I need inside. Um, I have AAA, so I wouldn't have to worry about any issues. Um, Probably have to set up something as far as Wi-Fi. Get a really nice computer. I kind of want, yeah, I want to get a beast of a computer to put in the van. They make a mini four-wheel drive RV. It's pretty small. Okay, so just to prepare myself, any weather conditions, any road conditions, anything like that, the vehicle would be fine. I could drive it up on the beach if I want to. That's the one thing that I don't like about this van is that there's very low clearance underneath the van. So if I run over anything, it's going to damage underneath the van. So I wouldn't mind a van that's a little higher off the ground. Not saying I'd get a lift kit or anything, but I'd get something like I want something that's got some clearance off the ground. But yeah, just have it set up and have the interior set up, everything that I need, plenty of storage space. I should say, space for my clothes is well lit, good ventilation, and a really nice computer so that I can do my gaming, my broadcasting, all that stuff. Good. I can get good Wi-Fi signal. Anything that I need, entertainment, and any business that I want to conduct. I got my home office on wheels. That would be fantastic. I would be so happy. And then I wouldn't need anything else other than that. The only thing that I worry about is the same thing I worry about now. Make sure there's gas in the tank. Make sure that, I got the oil change and all that stuff all done. You would need that satellite internet from Tesla. Sure. Starlink, I think it's called. Part of me would even want to have, what do they call that? Overland? No, what do they call that? Is it called Overland? Like an expedition kind of a thing. I want to say it's something like Overland, one of those four-wheel drive vehicles when you're going Outlander? No. Like an expedition vehicle that has, that's lifted up and it's beefy. It's got the rack on top and it's got, like the jerry can on it and the spare tire, and it's very hardy looking vehicle to travel. It's not like a bus or anything, but it's like a beefed up Land Rover kind of thing. You see them on Discovery Channel shows. Exactly, yeah. But I don't see myself doing anything like climbing mountains. I don't want to drive up a cliff face or anything like that. I'm not that intense. Nothing too extreme. I want something that can drive up Mount Washington, but to be perfectly honest, this Nissan drove up Mount Washington. No Moab in the $100,000. No, I don't need anything big. Nothing big. I'm more concerned with quality than features. I want something that, like, driving around from town to town in the city wouldn't look too inconspicuous. I don't want something that screams traveler. Nothing that screams money. So if I could have a van, like I said, like the Chevy cargo vans, if I could have something like that that just looks like you would see it parked on a city street, like somebody's delivering whatever. It's just another company van. That's what I would want. Because the everything that's important would be inside the van, except for the solar panels. But there's a way that I've seen those where you barely notice you would barely notice solar panels on top of a roof of a cargo van. It just looks like it's a regular cargo van. Aaron, hello, darling. Good morning. I've seen some pretty sweet van setups on TikTok. Yep, me too. There's one person that lives in an ambulance. That's pretty cool. And I've seen a few ambulance conversions. Um, I've seen a couple delivery trucks, like box trucks, that are kind of impressive. The only thing is that I don't like. I kind of wouldn't like if I had my van the way that I want it, the Chevy Express. If I had my inner city van, so that I could travel across and it looks fine, I would probably have a second vehicle as a project van, like a house that's more van, and then a second vehicle that is a truck that's more house. Like because I like the idea of getting like a U-Haul box truck type of a thing, and then building more of a home, like a tiny home in that. So that would be like a second project that I'd like to work on, where I could actually set up a kitchen and a bathroom, sort of a thing, because that's something that's interested me as well. And who knows if I can think, if I can get the right design going, if I could set something up where, do some research, I would have to do an RV and just have a vehicle I would put behind it. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. Uh, I had an RV, 24, 26 foot, something like that RV. And I was going to do that because I had, the Civic, Pam Civic, which was a great vehicle. Um, but I can't drive that. I can't drive that big bus of a vehicle and have another car towed behind it. Oh, I couldn't. I no. Driving up from Florida to Tennessee in that RV, I was just too stressed out. Trying to change lanes. Ugh. Just go from KOA campground to campground. Well, I'm with you on that as far as going campground to campground. I dig that. I like that part. But it's just more convenient for me to have everything in one vehicle. But I know what you're saying. If you can do that, if you don't have a problem traveling around in that big ass vehicle, towing a second vehicle behind it, if that doesn't bother you, God bless you. Go for it. There are some good people in the campgrounds. There are. Uh, the KOA up in Clinton, um, near the doctor's office that I go to, uh, good folks, super enjoyable. Yep. And especially with my financial situation would allow it, I could go back to doing what I wanted to do, which was like I'd love to go fishing. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking, like to get my own kayak. Or no, I can rent. Never mind. I was gonna say it'd be nice to get my own kayak in a way, but to travel around with that, nah. I'll just I can just rent. But yeah, go driving, go fishing. If I ever want to go, four-wheeling or whatever, I could rent a four-wheeler. I wouldn't do that very often anyways. That would warrant me needing to purchase something like that. If that's a lifestyle for you, a four-wheeler or a kayak or something like that, if that's something that you would do all the time, and you lived in, if you had a home and the ability to store those type of things, I can understand purchasing a vehicle, like buying a four-wheeler, buying a boat and towing it behind, or buying a kayak. But if it's not a lifestyle, if it's just like the experience of doing it, for me personally, I wouldn't see the need for me to buy stuff. I've got to go. Have a good day. All right, Ian, take it easy, bud. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you, bud. Bilbo, you still here? What are you doing? Aaron, Bilbo was here. I don't know if he still is or not. I know. My Bloblo. My dude. My buddy. He should be here, or else he's not getting his $10 million, damn it. Ben, hello, sir. That's something else I would do, is I would give $1 million to my boy Ben for his family, set them up. I'm deciding what to do with my Powerball winnings, Ben. Just fucking around. Um, so yeah, I went to the doctors and I'm down to 330 pounds. And my blood pressure is doing well. Getting plenty of oxygen in my blood. My heartbeat is about 70 beats, 77 ish, I think, something like that. Not bad. Uh, so I'm according to the doctors, I'm not doing horrible. I'm pretty happy with it. What else? What else? Where are you at, Ben? You home? Did everybody leave me? Just playing Sims again. How are your Sims? How's everybody doing? I should play Sims. I haven't played that in a little bit. I got it on my laptop. I just haven't messed with that in a while. I may do that after I'm done getting something to eat. Maybe I'll go set up my laptop at McDonald's and just kind of chill out there and play some games, do some writing, something. Find a way to be productive today. Oh, it's 11 o'clock already. Sweet. I'll figure something out. Sims are good. Making some micro apartments with killer Murphy beds. Pretty sweet. Yeah, I love that. Like, it's 4, right? Is that the one that had like the tiny living expansion and everything to it? I liked I like 3 better, but 4 does have some really cool expansion packs. And the one thing that did catch my attention was the tiny living. Um, like that is pretty cool. I haven't messed with that in forever. Ben's not replying, so he probably just came in to say, "Hey, I'm busy doing stuff." Pulled away from the broadcast. Everyone hates on 4 because it's not open world, but I never really played 3, so I don't know. You know, it's 4 is not bad. I just like it, they. It's just a different experience. And to be perfectly honest, if you're a company, I think Maxis does Maxis still do it? If you're a company, oh no, it's like I think it's just Microsoft now, isn't it? Windows games or whatever. Um, Microsoft Studios. I mean, excuse me. Um, no, if you're a developer of games, if you're the one that owns the Sims, and you want to make it so that you make Maxis and EA ruins everything. EA ruins everything. It ruins a game. Yeah, if you're EA, you know what? If you want to make the game however you want to make the game, go ahead and do it. If I don't like it, I'm not going to play the game. It's fine. In fact, if you think about it, companies like EA that mess up games just help to create a vacuum. It helps to create that mood that motivates people to make their own games. So I'm fine with that. You take somebody like WWE that does wrestling the way that they want to do wrestling. They consider themselves the best. They're obviously successful. They millions of dollars. They're doing their own thing. That's if it's the only show in town, it's the only show in town, and that's the way that they pretty much played it. But doing it the way they do it gets people riled up and makes people want wrestling their own way, and so it creates people that like AEW that create a company that's like it inspires folks to do better. So that's fine. If somebody doesn't like Sims 4, they can make their own Sims game. All right, well, I'm gonna get going because I'm gonna get something to eat, and then I think I've decided I'm going to, as soon as I'm done eating, I'm gonna go find a place to plug in my laptop, and I'm going to play a little game, write a couple paragraphs or something, try to do something productive today. It's gonna rain, so best to find some place I can hunker down for a while. Have a great day. You too. Enjoy your day. Try not to kill anybody on Sims, unless you're into that thing. That sort of thing. But I love you guys very much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. I do appreciate it. Feel free to connect with me on social media everywhere at 3231 at 3TWO3ONE. Feel free to share the broadcast with your friends. Always nice to make new friends and hang out with people. If you have TikTok, or if you know anybody that has TikTok, look me up on TikTok and follow me on there. I could use the help. I could use the friends. Get me up to 1,000 so I can live stream on there as well. But I will talk to you again very soon. Love you. Bye. Mwah.